Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review of The Wicked Deep by Shea Ernshaw. I give this book a 3.5 to a 4 out of 5 stars. And this is a book that I was not expecting. I didn't know it was coming out. I saw that somebody had gotten an arc of it, and they explained it as being very similar and hocus pocusy like, and that intrigued me. So I picked it up, and the book is about these 3 sisters who traveled to the town of Sparrow 200 years ago, and they were accused of witchcraft and killed for being witches. Whether they were or not, that's not the point. And they were drowned in the harbor, and every summer on June 1st, they come back for about 3 weeks until summer solstice, and they inhabit the bodies of 3 girls in the town, and those 3 girls lure boys down to the harbor and drown them, as revenge for being wrongfully accused and killed for being witches. Now, the story follows a girl named Penny, who lives on the island there, and a boy named Beau, who is an outsider who comes to the town for whatever reason. You don't know for a while. And the book is about how Penny knows that the witches are real. Penny wants to get rid of the witches, and it's kind of like the journey through that. That being said, I feel like the book wasn't long enough. I feel like it could have been longer. I feel like parts of the book that should have been more important weren't really pressed enough, like Penny's father's leaving, the way that Penny's mother is. I just don't feel like those things were pressed enough. I wanted to know more about the sisters, more about their, lore or whatever. All of those things were present, but I don't feel like they were, enough in my mind. I feel like it should have been more. I feel like the book should have been longer. It was a very atmospheric read. I could see what the town looked like. It is very descriptive as far as what the town looked like, as far as what the weather was like there. I could feel the cold, ness of it, the storminess, the salt water in the air. You could almost smell it while you're reading it. Very descriptive. I think I understood more of, I smelt it and things like that. Those things were more because I did go to the beach a lot in the colder months when I was younger. But I don't know, I just feel like I needed more. I needed more from the story. I wish that Penny's father's disappearance was more forefront, because it's such a big part of the story, in the sense that it kind of laces everything together, and I feel like it just should have been there more. That being said, I do really think that everybody who likes Hocus Pocus should read this. Do I think Hocus Pocus did a better job explaining everything? Yes. Do I think this is going to be a really great read on Halloween? Yes. Again, I just read it after reading something that was so descriptive. Everything is described perfectly. Everything was tied in a nice bow for me, and that book was also a very atmospheric read. But with that book, I was so tied to the characters, and in this, I didn't really care about the characters that much. I liked them. They were okay, but I didn't care about the love story. I didn't care whether the 2 people that were in love stayed together. I didn't care. I didn't care about that, and there were a lot of characters that I feel were brought in and mentioned for no reason, and I don't know. I would have liked to have had a more close connection with the characters, I guess. That being said, the cover of this book is beautiful. I love the black with the holographicness. It's very beautiful. It looks superb on the shelf. The actual book cover is also very nice, again with that, like, this is more of a silver foil. I wish it would have been holographic as well. And the spine. I really enjoyed the headers for the chapters. Let me find them. The flashback chapters look like this. Very nice. The actual chapters, let's see, have the moon. Very nice. The only things I would have done for like looks of this book, I would have probably done gilded pages, and I really would have liked to see some really nice end papers in the book as well, but besides the point. Let's get into some spoilery stuff now. If you have not read this book or you do not want spoilers, please click off of the video now, because I'm going to talk about spoilery things because there are things I want to discuss. So, the first few chapters of this book, Penny is herself. But you find out throughout the book that, through the whole book, at the end you find out that it wasn't actually Penny, and I felt from the beginning that that could have been what happened, because they talked about how she, like, felt sea salt in her throat, or, like, she could taste it in her throat or something, and I thought right there that she was a sister, but then I didn't, and it makes sense because she can see the other sisters and in the people of the town when nobody else can. But I also thought that might have been because, like, her mother reads tea leaves and she's very, like, mystical. So I thought maybe Penny herself was mystical and, like, things like that, like her mom. Because Penny could also read tea leaves. They do drop hints throughout the whole book, like when he'll ask Penny to read his tea leaves and she can't read them. The one thing that I didn't expect at all was that the person who killed Beau's brother was actually Hazel. I definitely thought it was one of the other sisters. I definitely thought it had absolutely nothing to do with Penny, but apparently it does. And I didn't think she had anything to do with Penny's father's disappearance. I was rooting for Penny's dad to come back at the end for the whole book. And I don't really like the way it ended. I think that, you know, her drowning herself wasn't, like, it was so, like, noble or whatever, but at the same time, I wish it had been, I don't know, something more. And I liked how they didn't just end the book after that, though. That they talked about how Beau stayed behind and stayed with Penny, and how the bodies were finally found. That kind of intrigued me a little bit. I just wish that there was more to this book. I wish that they had talked more about Penny's mom, because there are parts where Penny's mom, she grabs Penny's arm and says something about her knowing, and then Penny said, "You should probably go back to bed," and then she goes back to bed. I wish that that was a more prominent part of the book, because it was so important to it being part of the book, because Hazel's been taking over Penny's body for 3 years, and Penny's mom has kept quiet until this point, and Penny's mom knows whenever somebody's on the island that's not supposed to be there, and Hazel's not supposed to be there. So I feel as though there should have been more emphasis on that, and there wasn't. It's such a small detail that could be completely thrown out and you would never even think to remember it. And I feel like there should have been some closure for her mother, that Hazel should have told Penny's mom what actually happened to Penny's father. Whether she tells Penny or not, that's not the point. But I feel like Penny's mom deserved some kind of, like, closure, and she didn't get any. I don't know. I liked the book. Again, I'm rambling. I really liked the book. 3.5 to 4 out of 5 stars. This is a great rating for me. But at the same time, I wish it was longer. I wish there were more details. I just wanted more from it because I liked it, and I wanted to like it more, and I wanted to like the characters in it more and care about them more than I did. But I do think this would be a great Halloween read, or around the time that it actually happened, like from June 1st to summer solstice. I think that would be a good time to read it too. I'm probably going to read this again before Halloween without reading such a detailed book beforehand. Maybe I'll just, like, read some flouncy, like, stupid romance novel before this, but I do really recommend it. It's a really good book. I wish there was more. But I'm gonna go until I talk to you guys next time. I will see all of you soon. I'm going to be doing another review on a book series, 2 books out of that series. Excuse me. So keep an eye out for that. Bye, guys.